and he could just reeled off stories.
His stuff is so amazing. I mean, it looks photographic, right? I mean, it's just I'm in awe of his stuff, and I'm sure he meets all these guys, and I'm sure he does have a lot of great stories.
He was telling us he was like 19 and working with Pops he was working the Cal Ripken Foundation for when he broke the record, and he was.
Oh, wow.
And then he was telling us about how he was working with Ted Williams, the 20th greatest hitters of all time.
Okay.
Hanging out with Ted Williams for a day to pick his brains on these guys,
That's just incredible.
Yeah,
it really is.
He was saying he'd be getting phone calls at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and his roommate's like, "Who's calling you?" And was it Yogi Berra calling him, or was it...
I think it was Whitey Ford.
Whitey Ford, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just like he was so down to earth about it, and was such a nice guy about it. I mean, I was really scared to interview him because I was looking at his resume, and I'm like, he's done presidents, he's done Muhammad Ali, and I was just like, we're two dudes in Scotland that just happened to volunteer our time to go and interview everybody.
Yeah,
and he couldn't have been nicer. I was.
It's amazing. Yeah, I'd love to talk to him and pick his brain. I mean, he's just on another level. So
yeah,
he really is.
That's the nice part about this. It's actually getting to meet everyone because we are actually now a community now. It's really become one. And
yeah, and it's really good because I'm trying to maybe build my second half of my career, so to speak. I'm trying to do some different things, and I want to get to know some people, and like it probably was texting you last night that I don't talk to anybody anymore. A lot of my clients have retired, passed away, taken work in-house, so I just I'm trying to reinvent myself a little bit, do some different things, meet some new people. So this is a great opportunity. And when Tad contacted me, it was great. So
no, it's fun for me. I mean, I've been following some of these people on Instagram for 2 years, and now I can totally get a chat to them and ask them about their work. And it's this is so much fun. Right? I was trading messages I traded a message with Anika because she was asking help for Twitter, and she's like, "Wow, that's really nice of you. I can't believe you're doing so much." I'm like, I have your book. My daughter's a huge fan. Like I said, that's the least I could do there.
Yeah, I just bought her book a couple weeks back, because I was probably following her, loved her stuff, and probably didn't even think about her book. And then all this happened, and it's like, oh, she does this book, and this is really cool. So yeah, I got it, and I love it. So
it was a great book. I
bought Peter Chen's book. I saw his stuff, and I bought that when it came out. The score, what's he call it? The scoreboard style. Yeah. So yeah, really cool stuff. I love all kind of art, and it's just amazing to see everybody come together like this.
Yeah, it's just interesting to actually see everyone's different take on things. I thought Matthew Lee Rosen was really interesting because I didn't actually understand that it was the bubblegum style that he was really doing. So you ask him about that and hear about that.
Yeah.
And he was talking about his cereal cards. It was like these cards that were actually in a box of cereal. I was like, forgot about that. Yeah.
What I really loved when we were speaking to Matthew is those he had these pictures behind him, and it was in the bubblegum style, and he had he had drawn Reggie Jackson on one, and basically it was on the gum where it would be if you were to peel the gum off the card at the time.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
It's like his attention to the accuracy and the details of how it would be back then. It's just so incredible.
Right. Yeah, I love his stuff. And I was watching a little bit of his interview. It was really interesting. So, yeah.
Last night's interviews were absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, every night we've just had such great fun. So
I've been watching a lot of them, and it's really interesting to see everybody's, got their own little baseball stories and their own little art stories. And it's really interesting, their own little histories, right?
Well, let's do your history. Let's have a nice chat and open some baseball cards and let's get started.
Awesome.
And to that, I'm John McKellar. Thank you again for joining us for tonight's interview. It's just the one tonight. We're taking a bit of a night off, so we're going to make it a good one. John McKellar of the Glasgow Comets from the Baseball Scotland National League, and one half of Ball Caps and Bagpipes.
Well, one of us is taking another night off. The other person has to sit into a meeting with Saber, and then I'm live with Beckett's Live tonight at 1 a.m. My time.
So that'll be fun. What did you talk to them about?
I'm not going to bed till like 2 o'clock. I think it was almost 3 o'clock in the morning last night.
Listen, Jason, don't you have the audacity to wear that and then complain about not getting the night off? You think you're going to get any sympathy when you're wearing that?
So I'm wearing, you know how it works, the hat like that. So actually, funny enough, you mentioned this. So tonight I'm wearing my plaid jacket and my kilt for my interview because. There we go.
Well, John. Go ahead, John. I've got to tip my cap to you for your Yankees, right?
I'm sorry, Eric. Eric.
It's all right.
That was mean. See what you've made me do, Jason.
I know. Anyway,
who are you, Jason?
So I'm Jason Durr. I'm the other half of. I think you just screwed it up already. Of Ball Caps and Bagpipes.
And we're joined today by.
I'm also a Baseball Scotland Hall of Famer, and I'm owner of Dugout Classics. So welcome to our Meet the Artist series.
Yep, spit it out, Jason.
I did it. I think about it. I've screwed up so many times, I have to think about it.
We're joined today by our only guest today. It's Eric Kittelberger. Eric, would you like to say hello?
Hey, guys. Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate you doing all this. This is really extra special. It's something when I joined this event, I would have never thought I'd be doing a podcast with you guys. And it's hope to have a little fun with talking baseball and cards and art and, two of my favorite things to talk about. So.
Hey, man, that goes both ways. We're happy to have you on. And certainly when we started this podcast a little over a year ago, I don't think either of us could have imagined being involved in a project of this size and getting to meet all your amazing artists and speak to you guys about your baseball backgrounds. And to that, I always like to start everyone with the same question. And that question is, tell us about your background in baseball. Obviously, I see you're an Indians fan. Are you from
Indians
the area?
And Reds.
And Reds. Yeah. Are you from the Ohio area? Yeah. Did you grow up
from Canton, Ohio, home of the Football Hall of Fame.
Canton, Ohio. The
Ohio,
of my all-time favorite ball player, Mr. Thurman Munson.
Absolutely. You went just in here, and I was just I figured you might be a Thurman Munson fan, and I was just thinking about. I was actually driving home with my dad from a tournament we were playing, and heard he had passed, and it was really kind of a sad day back then. So big props. But him and Johnny Bench were kind of like rivals, right? Back then, it was great. Yeah. So I met a friend in first grade. He lived adjacent to right field at our elementary school ball field, and got to know his family really well. And I don't even know how it happened, but we just started, going up to the field about every night. My dad would be all-day pitcher, and got a couple of kids from across the street. We'd go up and play, and it just got to be huge. I mean, we'd play every night. We'd play on the weekends. Some nights we'd have 8 kids. Some nights we'd have 20. I mean, kids would just show up from all over the neighborhood. And we ended up calling it the NBL, right? The Neighborhood Baseball League. And it was great fun. I mean, it was from all ages, little 5-year-old kids up to high school kids. And everybody, just loved playing with everybody else. And it kind of trickled over into playing baseball in the local leagues. We always dominated because we played so much, and we were had great fun doing that. I was a pitcher, first baseman. I'm like 6'6", so I was always the slowest kid in school. So, you know, stick me on the mound, stick me at first base. Can't move around very good, but they would always bring me in when the hard throwers were, you know, get 3-0 counts, or I always threw strikes. They'd bring me in on stressful situations like that, and they knew I wasn't gonna, you know, throw a ball, so it was fun. I got up to high school, played. They didn't have freshman ball in my high school, so you had to make the JV squad. Played JV for a year, and I was done with high school after that. I played with the guys all the way up till I was 17 and in the summer, but I just, you know, I wasn't a fan of the high school team. So that's kind of where I ended that. And fast forward to my son, I coached my son all the way up till I was telling Jason, you know, he ended up playing some college ball, and it was always fun watching him play. So, but that, it took a lot of time, you know. I started my own business in '95, and it was gangbusters really the whole time. And then, you know, once the kids come along, it's it's hard to focus on stuff. So, you know, I think I can remember my first game that I ever went to, first professional game. I'm guessing it was 1975, and went up to the old municipal stadium in Cleveland and saw the Brewers play. And I was all excited. Hey, I'm going to get to see Hank Aaron at a home run, right?
Yeah.
So it's all kind of fuzzy now, you know, because I was 8 years old. But that was a real treat to at least see him come to plate. And I think I started collecting cards around the same time. I probably picked up a few packs, 74, 75. 76, it got I got really into it. 10 cents a pack. Everybody in the neighborhood had tons of 76 cards, and we would go over to each other's houses, and everybody would throw their whole collection in a paper bag, right? And we play this game where you pick out a card and you build your lineup, and then you'd look at their stats on the backs of the cards, and, you know, whoever had the best stats, you got a point for that position. And all my 76 cards are just destroyed from doing all that. But it was a blast, right? I mean, all the corners are just round, and there's so many creases in all of them, but it was a blast. So I probably, you know, collected off and on throughout the years. You know, certain points in your life, you stop collecting. Like when I went to college, I still love the cards, but, you know, you gotta pay for school. And then I think I got back into it once I got my first job out of school, which was I think around 1990. Did a lot of collecting of the 90 cards. But it's fun. The cards to me are art, nostalgia. I love the cleanness and simplicity of the older cards, just classic. Today's cards, obviously, they're a lot more modern, a lot slicker, really a lot prettier, right? You got a lot of cool looking stuff. So it's really cool just to see all the different designs, and that's what I really like.
So I've got two more questions off the back of that I'd like to ask before I hand over to Jason to ask about your art. The first one of them would be about regarding your card collection. Do you still have all the ones that you collected as a youngster? How big is your collection?
Yeah, I do. I put them all in the plastic pages. I've got them in those big Tupperware boxes. I don't know if they're Tupperware boxes or whatever they are. They're just big plastic bins right in my basement, and I got them in notebooks. I got them organized. I keep, in 2001, my son really started to collect, and that was a great year to start collecting because you got Ichiro and Pujols, and you got all the memorabilia cards that are just starting to explode. And so I have a lot of those up here, and I have a lot of my older ones up here that I really like to look at sometimes. One of my favorites is 60 Clemente. He's one of my big heroes. So I really like that card. I like the 60 set. So yeah, I've got them, and probably drives my wife crazy. I've got them in closets, got them in the basement shelves. Yeah, they're all over the place.
We have to keep our priorities right, don't we?
Yeah. And I do look at them from time to time. It just brings back a lot of good memories because you go around with your friends and trade.
Yeah.
And it was great fun.
That's amazing. We got on the subject of great memories. The other thing I wanted to ask you about was you mentioned coaching your son and your son, you know, playing at the college level. Do you have any favorite memories of coaching your son? And also, was there one piece of advice that you always gave your son that you would sort of impart on a new player?
Boy, there's just a lot of good memories. I think back. There's some older teams we would beat. Great time. You know, you're 9 years old, you beat a group of 10-year-olds. He threw a no-hitter as a sophomore in one of his varsity games. He beat the best team in the county, beat them 1-0 when he was a sophomore. I believe it was like maybe the number 8, number 11 team in Division II. His junior year in college, he beat them 3-0. I think he probably had maybe 5 double plays behind him. I mean, he's a ground ball pitcher. He's a great changeup, and people just beat the ball into the ground when he's throwing. So, it was great to see that. So, advice, I think it's with anything, you just got to keep doing it. You keep working hard, nose to the grindstone. Never give up. I mean, you're going to fail. It's same really in art too, right? You're going to fail. If you're not failing, you're not learning. And you keep trying to figure out how to throw a better pitch, or, you know, even be a better teammate, right? Just keep working. I mean, it sounds simplistic, but that's kind of how I got to where I'm at, right?
Awesome, man.
Yeah. With my art, I just have to keep working. I keep looking at other artists' stuff. Try to figure out what they're doing. And I get bored doing one thing too many times, so that's why I try a whole bunch of different styles. So eventually something clicks, and I have a lot of fun doing it, but I've got a lot of throwaway stuff. So,
Jason, I'll let you dive a bit further into the art side of things now then.
Not yet. No, I'm going to ask him about his baseball cards. So because 01, because I was the same thing. I started collecting back in 01 after going to college and coming back there, and my cards haven't been touched in 19 years. So I just got to ship over. I was going to ask. Mine are in a brick this long.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, because obviously the designs were so slick that they all break together. So I was curious if the cards survived or not.
Yeah, they really do. Even the ones I keep in boxes, everything's really good. like I said, I put a lot of them in the what are the pro whatever plastic pages, and because that way I can, you can flip through them and look at them. But everything's good. Yeah, other than the ones we beat the crap out of playing the games, it's really disappointing because I love my 76 cards.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it was just one of those things where I think it survived 3 different moves, and it's just been sitting in a box for 19 years. So when they came over and I opened it, I pulled them out, and I was just like, well, I've heard of this brickie before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I've moved a couple times and had to move them. I think, do I really want to move these? What do I want to do with these? But it always comes back to, I do really love them. I like to look at them. I like to have them. Even though I don't look at them that often, it's just, I know they're there, and it's just something. I don't know. Is that weird? I don't know.
No, I think everyone's a card collector at heart. I mean, everyone we talked to has said they've got some cards, or they started off on cards and were inspired by that all there. So
yeah, right.
Everyone's got. I mean, I don't need my 86 tops. Like, there's nothing in there. But I know I want them. It's just like I said, I'll look through that thing. Go, okay, that was great.
It's a feeling that you get when you're a kid, right? It was a fun time. So yeah, I love to build the sets. I don't know, that's what I like to do. I like the hunt. It's fun. It's exciting when you find a card that you don't have that it's going to complete your set. Yeah, that's what's for me, as well as the art side of it.
When we finish up, I'll put you in touch with my buddy Ethan. He's a set builder, and that's his jam.
Okay.
So
yeah,
he likes to do everything pre-85. So that's
okay.
Because it's easier. I mean, now there's parallels and refractors, and you just never go.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I've given up on that. I do buy the top set at Target every year because I just like to have them. They're still in the shrink wrap, and they're sitting up here in my office, but. Yeah, I just have them. I think maybe when I retire someday, maybe I'll crack them open and put them in the pages. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't think I'm ever going to retire, though.
So it's funny you say that, because when I was getting my stuff shipped over, my brother's like, you can keep them in the pages or you can take them out. If you keep them in the pages, it's going to add significantly more weight to your package.
That is true. Those notebooks can be pretty heavy.
So I was just like, when he sent it over, I was like, wow, these things do weigh a lot. I guess I remember them. Like, I put them in the folder and slide them in there, and then the closet and pull it out every once in a while. And
right. Yeah.
So the other question before I move on to you about your work, are you collecting Project 2020?
I'm not. I do admire the work, though. I do watch them as the new ones come out. I see what they're doing. It's like, dang, Tops, why didn't you call me? I could have done something like that, right?
There's a couple of Tops artists in here, and I think they were kind of like, I kind of wish I was involved as well, but you're already working Tops, so.
Right. Yeah. So, it is what it is. I admire them, and maybe somewhere down the road, who knows? Exactly. It'd be great, but
10 million followers like Ben Baller,
we'll right. So, but yeah. They're cool. I like them.
Yeah, it's a fun project. I'm really enjoying it there. So.
Yep, absolutely.
So let's talk about your art. So
okay.
So before I get started asking about this, is that you worked with various brands. I was looking at your resume, and it seems to be a lot of companies to produce a lot of sugary things there.
Well, I had a rep, and she was in Connecticut, so she would get me some work from New York and stuff. So, I got to do some old El Paso, Swedish Fish, right? Sour Patch Candies, a lot of the gums, Stride Gum, Dentine, Trident. I did a cool project with Guinness and Bass Ale for a Halloween thing. They were doing some tarot cards that they were going to give away in bars and stuff, and so that was a fun project. but yeah, it's I've done a lot for a lot. I've had clients in California. I've had them on the East Coast. I've had them in Oklahoma, Florida, wherever, you know.
Wherever the work is, you're taking it.
Yeah, right. Because it's so easy to do now because of the internet. You know, I don't have to go anywhere. I don't even have to use Federal Express or anything. It's just shoot a PDF over, or you know, shoot an EPS, JPEG, whatever. It's real easy, and they print right from there, and that's why I can sit here and
do this
in my little hole in Canton, Ohio, and
so did they ever send you the products? You know, you must have been like every kid's best friend to get, you know, boxes of sweeties.
No, I never got any of the product, never got any Sour Patch, anything like that. But it was fun. I did something with the Sour Patch Candies website, you know, their front page, and some interactive stuff. Same thing with the Swedish Fish. They had a little game that you could go on and you actually catch the fish, and
right.
So that was a fun little project. There's an interactive game on there. So yeah, I've done a lot of cool stuff. I'm trying to rebrand myself as something new and different. I'm trying to, a lot of my stuff on my website is really stuff I've done on my own, and isn't really client work, because I want to do something different. I want to try some different things, try to get some different kind of work. So that's where I'm at.
Right. So when did you start doing the sports art?
Well, when my son started going to school, I guess I can backtrack though. I was always so busy with work, did my day job, my design work and stuff, and the kids after work, that I really didn't have a whole lot of time to experiment and do a lot of stuff. So I would always do a little Christmas card where I would do a graphic Babe Ruth or Willie Mays or whatever, you know, and that went on for, I don't know, 10, 12 years or so. And then when he went to school, I got half my life back because I still have my daughter. Mm-hmm. So I started just after hours, I would just start designing posters. And I think it started with like a Walter Johnson poster. And I guess I was thinking in my head that maybe I'll get these silk screens. So I was trying to limit the colors. And, you know, then as I started working on them, I started adding more colors on them, and just really wasn't feasible to maybe silk screen them, but they just kept growing and growing and growing. And I kind of set up a little project for myself. I called that series kind of Nicknames and Numbers, where, okay, I got the ball player. I put his nickname on there, and that'll give me some type to design, and a number, something relevant within his career. Maybe it was an all-time major league record. Maybe it was a year record or something relevant that maybe would make the viewer have to go look at his stats and see, well, what the heck does that number mean? I would put a facsimile autograph on there, and maybe the team logo. So with that, I probably did, I don't know, 30 or 40 different ones of those. I've still got some that are in process. But like I said before, I like to do some different things. I get bored with one direction, and I felt like maybe I took that as far as I could. So, I started this little Indians project, which I wanted to do like every professional Cleveland ball player that's in the Hall of Fame, whether they spent a couple of days in Cleveland like Harold Baines, or whether they were a lifer like Bob Feller or whatever. I just wanted to do that research, see who's in the Hall of Fame that actually went through Cleveland, and it was a fun little project.
Was there any names that surprised you? Like I don't remember Harold Baines as Indian, so. It
was a real short stint. It was I think he might have been about the one that spent the least time in Cleveland out of all of them. But when I started my research, I saw Walter Johnson. So when the heck did Walter Johnson play for Cleveland? Well, he didn't play for Cleveland. He managed them from 33 to 35, you know, right about the time, right before Feller came along. But I had no idea. And here he is in his Indians uniform. It's like, I had no idea. And then you hear about players like Elmer Flick or Addie Joss, real old-time guy. You had no idea who these people even are. But it's cool to do the research on them and see what they did. And, you know, so you give a little history in your Instagram post about, you know, this is Addie Joss, and, you know, he died after 1910, and they did a benefit, which was really the first All-Star game. They did a little benefit for his family, and it was the Indians, well, not the Indians, it was probably the Naps back then. They played against a group of All-Stars, and they got Ty Cobb and Tris Speaker and all the big names of the day. Walter Johnson came to play. So they did a little benefit game for him. So you find out about cool stuff like that when you try to do these little projects. And then I really got my life back when my daughter went to school. So I had nothing to do other than come up to my studio at night. And my wife wanted to get rid of me, so I was more than happy to come up to my studio and noodle out these little baseball guys. So then after my Indians series was done, and I was posting them on Instagram, I thought, what am I going to do next? And I knew the 100-year anniversary of the Negro Leagues was coming up. So I said, I'm going to start my own little series. I had no idea anybody else was going to do anything on it. I really didn't know the museum was going to do anything, but, you know, when you think about it, you figure they would. So I just started researching the Negro League guys, and it kind of grew from there. I haven't had a whole lot of time to do a lot of them. I think I've got 6 of them done, which is part of my auction and what I'm doing for the event. But you know, I think I started with a Willie Wells, which I haven't really seen or heard anybody do much with Willie Wells, other than the piece I've got. And he was just the stud shortstop. Started back in the late 20s, I think, and you know, they called him. He liked to go to Mexico to play. He said, Mexico is the first place I felt democracy and freedom and acceptance, you know, something he didn't get back at home. And with those Negro League pieces, I like my art to have meaning, like with the nicknames and numbers. You know, there's some levels there within the art that kind of makes you think. So with the Negro League pieces, I would research quotes. I was trying to find quotes that they would talk about their days in the league. And that's the quote I use for Willie Wells, is about him liking to go to Mexico. So I thought that was pretty powerful. And so I put quotes on all those guys. Like Willie Mays, he says, every time I look at my pocketbook, I think of Jackie Robinson. You know, just stuff that makes you think. And so that's what I tried to do with that. And then Tad came along, and there's all this, right?
Yes. So it's funny you mentioned Willie Wells, because when I was looking through your portfolio, that was the one that stuck out to me. And I went, you know what? I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about that. So I thought it was really cool that you put the information behind it back there.
Yeah. They called him El Diablo because he was so intense. So the name kind of stuck when he came back to the States. It means the devil. So they called him the devil. And, but interestingly, the piece I did is uniforms from the Winnipeg Buffaloes, which is a Western Canadian league where some of the Negro leaguers went once Jackie broke the barrier, and you know, the Negro leagues were kind of fading out. They went up there to play. So that's where his uniform's from. That I depicted him.
Oh, that's really cool. So,
Yeah.
what all are you doing for the fundraiser? So you said you've got a couple prints there. I noticed. I'm guessing not all your work's up right now, and you've mainly focused on the Negro League players.
Yeah, like I'm gonna do an eBay auction with a set of the 6, and I did the Jackie one 3 or 4 weeks ago. You know, specifically for this event. It's kind of the new one. So I'm gonna auction 6 of them off as a set. But I also have on my website a little souvenir shop where you can buy those pieces individually. I have a couple other older Negro League type related stuff in the store right now. So I'll be given a percentage of that. And with the auction, I'm going to try to, depending on how well it does, I'm going to try to give pretty much everything that I get from the auction to the museum. So
We'll make sure you fire that link off, and we'll promote it as much as we can for you. Absolutely.
Once I set up the eBay link, I'm going to fire it off everywhere too. So
Yeah.
and I hope everybody else does. And I've been firing off everybody's stuff on Instagram, and it's probably driving people crazy. But but I mean, that's what we're doing this for, right? I mean, honestly, I've never made any money off of any of this baseball stuff I've ever done. It's more or less I use it as a learning experience. To every piece, you know, I do as I learn. And other than the rare chance that somebody on Instagram will hit me up and says, "Hey, you ever sell these things?" And I'll say, "Yeah." And just send me $30 and I'll shoot you out a print, right? So that's about it.
Cool.
I just have a lot of fun with it.
And then we'll get into some cards here so we don't go in too late.
Yep.
So we like to close up each interview with the same question. That question, Eric, is as an American and as an artist, and more importantly as a baseball fan, what do the Negro Leagues mean to you?
Well, it boggles my mind when you look out over history and you see the kind of things that humans are capable of doing to other humans. I'll never understand it. And this little snapshot that's the Negro Leagues is just one little piece of that. And the tragedy of the ignorance of the people really was kind of met with an overwhelming triumph, really, which is the fact that you know, they put this thing together. It's like Rube Foster comes along and he thumbs his nose at Kennesaw Landis and the owners, and he says, "Hey guys, I'm going to do my own thing over here, which is going to be just as good as your thing over here. You know, and maybe we'll get together and have some exhibition games. And, you know, we're going to play our heart out when we do that, and we're going to beat you." And they did. And it's just an amazing testament to that group and what they did. And, you know, it just always amazes me. So, and I'm really glad I can be part of this event to, you know, be one little bulb in shedding the light on this great group of players and this great league and this great history. So that's about all I got to say about that.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Eric. I have a couple of comments here from Greg Garfinkel, who's one of the other artists involved. He says, "Great stuff, love it. Glad you're enjoying the interview, Greg." And he wants to know, Eric, what's your eBay handle?
I think it's Dog Burger. I'm not sure why I called it that, but I think it's DOGBERGER. And like I said, I'm going to have a link all over the place. You'll be able to go to my website, tripleplaydesign.com. I'll have links there. Instagram. I try to stay off Twitter and Facebook as much as possible. I think they're cesspools of humanity. So
not going to argue there. Yeah.
Yeah. So
hi, Facebook.
Yeah, it's all right. Unfriend Facebook, baby. Right? But yeah, I'll have stuff everywhere.
Cool.
Brilliant, Eric. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure to speak with you, man. We're going to open up a pack of cards of your choice, so I'll hand over to Jason.
All right. I love cracking packs. So
yeah. So 7 packs of cards you can choose from. You can pick your one here. So we got the. I'm a junk wax guy, so this is my fun.
Okay.
We got 89 Donruss.
All right.
1990 Score.
Okay.
91 Studio.
Yep.
92 Pinnacle. 92 Donruss. 93 Studio. And we have 1 modern pack with Big League Baseball.
Okay. Everybody's chewing up the 87 tops, right?
Well, if you want, I got 87 tops.
No, it's all right. Has anybody pulled a Griffey rookie card out of that Donruss set yet? Has anybody pulled one online yet?
Yep, we pulled it already.
I saw the McGuire get pulled out of the 87. Let's go with the Donruss.
Donruss. Okay. That's the 92 Donruss. So we can pull the Cal Ripken autograph in that one. That's what's in this one.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. You're gonna send it to me, right? If we pull it.
Yeah, well, because it was Perm pulled the Griffey. I got to get his address so I can send him the card.
Okay.
So you have to the Donruss, this Donruss, the 92.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So it was a good day, and then we pulled the Stadium Club Bagwell rookie.
Oh, nice.
So it was a good day for pulling cards.
Yeah. Stadium clubs are always pretty hot. Nice photography.
Okay, so if you see any players you know or want to talk about, feel free. There's a lot of scrubs in these packs.
All right, no, that's fine.
First up, Jamie Navarro.
I've heard of him. I mean, it's been a while.
It's kind of worked out. Mike Stanley. Yep.
No.
Backup catcher. There's not a whole lot on that. Oh yeah, there we pulled in the Storm Davis.
Storm Davis. Okay, I remember Storm Davis. Yep.
His real name was George.
What was his favorite TV show?
No, these aren't the studio ones, but let me see. Yeah, I just have stats.
It will be Cheers anyway. We know this.
Lance Blankenship. He was just the backup guy there for the.
Yeah, I remember the name.
I think the name just stuck out. Alejandro Pena.
Alejandro Pena. Yeah, he was pretty good.
Bounced around to a few teams there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, Steve Sachs. You got a Yankee for you.
Steve Sachs. Yeah. The Yips.
Yes, he did. Long-time second baseman for the Yankees.
Well, he started with the Dodgers, right?
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
He was Rookie of the Year with the Dodgers.
That's right. He was a long-time Dodger, and then went to the Yankees and got the Yips. That's what I remember.
Yep. Yeah, it must be something with the Yankees, right? Chuck Knobloch got the.
Yeah, Knobloch got it as well.
You don't want to hit any sports reporters, wife or mother when you throw those balls in the stands. Dave Martinez for the Expos.
No.
There you go. David Wells. You know about David Wells.
Oh, David Wells. Yeah.
Perfect game in 1998. Yep.
He threw a perfect game with the Yankees, right?
Yep. Yeah, May 1998.
Yeah. He was a round guy, big round guy.
I love that his nickname was Boomer Wells, and his biography, his autobiography is called Boomer on Brawls, Babes, and Bar Fights or some crap like that.
I've never seen that one.
John Wetland.
Yeah.
John Wetlands, yep.
Yeah. Reliever, right?
Yep.
Yankee closer when we won the '96 World Series. I'm just disappointed he isn't ripping a badass guitar solo here like he was in that other card.
I got that card too. It's up
yeah.
So there's the Pinnacle card. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. That's rad.
So yeah, apparently he likes to play the guitar and the saxophone.
Yeah. John Waitland has other interests that we're better off moving on from. He's had a controversial life since baseball, put it that way.
All right. Gerald Perry. That's an interesting card.
Yeah, looks like he's getting ready to steal, eh?
Yeah. No, he's swinging the bat. You barely see it.
Oh, he's throwing a bat. Okay.
Bat, yeah.
All right.
Let's see. Rick Sutcliffe.
Oh, yeah. All right. He's a stud.
Yeah, it was a great pitcher.
He was an Indian, too, for a while.
Until you traded him, and then he won the Cy Young for the Cubs.
Yeah, right. Well, or that, the Indians have Cy Young winners, Cliff Lee and Sabathia, and then they get rid of them, right?
Yeah, but you flipped him to the Mariners, so we.
No, we flipped him to the Yankees. So.
Oh man! All right.
All of our good players end up going to the Yankees sometime.
That's all right. They're only good for a few years, and then they're paid, $30 million to hurt on the injured list. We'll take that.
Yep.
Another Yankee for you, John. Lee Gooderman.
All right. Yeah, I know his name.
Yep.
Milt Thompson. I didn't remember him.
No.
Okay. Tracy Jones, the Mariners. I only remember him because he's a Mariner.
No.
But that was saying that I think there was 146 different Mariners that played left field next to Ken Griffey Jr. during his career.
Wow.
There's another one.
That's amazing.
And then the final card is Andy Bennis.
Andy Bennis.
He was a pretty good pitcher, right?
Yeah, he was I think he was the number 1 draft pick back in the day.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, number 1 draft pick in '88. So, Eric, it's been a blast.
Yeah, I agree.
Catch up again off the channel here, but
Yep.
Thanks a lot for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. It was a blast. So, love it.
I'll echo Jason's sentiment. Thank you so much for joining us, Eric. It's been a pleasure, and enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your off-season break as well.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
You've been waiting the whole time to throw it in there, haven't you?
Hey,
I have a horrible feeling.
4 games in 76, baby. Right?
That's true. Also, I have a horrible feeling that our guys will be following you guys shortly. I think this series might be it for us. No, seriously, it's been an absolute blast, man. And we have to have you back on Ball Caps and Bagpipes.
Hey, I'd love to. Yep, anytime. So great. Love to do it.
Have a good one.
All right.
Have a good one, Eric.
See you guys.